an echo. So lift the back of the tongue and say out, out. The next one is the dha, and this again starts with the tip of the tongue just between your two front teeth, and we've covered all the makharij properly before, so you should be well aware of this now. Now this one is like the dhal, but it's the thick version, the heavy version, the tafkhim version of the dhal. So this will be al, al. So it's a bit like the adh, but you're making it tafkhim, al. So the closest again is adh as in gather, but you're adding the heaviness to it, or the full mouth. Some people call it thick, but it's really heavy or full mouth, and in the Arabic it's called tafkhim. So that's al. Now the ayn is very difficult, especially for non-Arabs like myself, and again I'll give you a small example of how to have a practice with this. So the way to think about this is you're at the doctor's and they say, can you say ah? So you know when sometimes they want to look at your tongue, they say ah, and then what you've got to do is try and block the middle of your throat, and you should feel your Adam's apple moving slightly. So the initial way to practice it is to go ah, ah, and then you shorten it to ah, ah. So again, slowing it right down, you can go say ah, ah. So say the ah and then block your throat. Ah. So again, quickly it will be ah. So again, that's quite a difficult one. Needs a bit of practice. With the Arabs, of course, they learn this from a young age, so all their vocal cords and throat is developed slightly differently. Once you get above the age of about 7 or 10, it's very hard to get that proper. Next one is the ghain, and this is one of the tafkhim letters, and with the sakin, in this case, it's going to be pronounced as ar, 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 and you could think of this as the in the English word agony, with a little bit of tafkhim in there. Ar, ar. Next one's quite simple, it's the letter fa, so this one will be af, as in the English word afford, af. And the next one is the qaf, qaf. So this is the one that comes again with the blocking of the air first and then releasing when you say qaf, qaf. And it's one of the tafkhim letters again, plus it's qalqala. Now when you do it with the sakin, it's the opposite. You effectively join the sound to it and then block, and when you go to do the block, you have to do the separation to give the final sound, which gives you the qalqala. So this is going to be aqqa, aqqa, aqqa. So you can't complete the sound without separation of the blocking of the throat. And then we have the sort of tarqiq version of that, which is ak, which is the kaf, very soft, ak. So both of those could be related to the English word acne. The only one, or the only difference, is the qaf is tafkhim, and you have that blocking of the throat, which is very important. So the two of them, it will be aq and ak, aq and ak. Very important to differentiate those two. Then we have the lam, so it will simply be al, and in English it's the same as in ali, as in alleyway, al. Then we have the meme, it'll be am, am. So that's the same as ambitious, am, the English word ambitious. Moving on then, we have the noon. Again, this is quite straightforward, it's just an, as in the English word and, so an. And then we have the fatha with the waw with sakin. Now this will cover later in what we call the diphthongs, or the gliding sounds, and this gives the sound of ow, ow, and it's a special type of sound. We'll see later on you have to keep this at a length of 2 as well, double the length. Special rules for that in the Tajweed levels. Now in terms of the English, we could say that's almost the same as out, as in ow, of out, or the crown, you got the ow in crown, that sort of ow sound. Now the next one is the what I call the soft ha. It's the ha that comes right from the bottom of the throat. Now this one's very difficult because what you've got to do with, especially with the sakin version of this, is bring the sound out but not bring the air right out. So this will be ah, 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 ah. So you have to sort of try and bring it up as if you'll bring it up from almost the chest without letting the air come right through your mouth into the front teeth. So it's ah, ah. The next one is the ya, and again with the letter before it having a fatha gives one of these diphthongs or gliding sounds, which we'll cover later on, and this will give a sound of a. In English, the closest to that is the a sound, as in way. And the last one is the hamza. Now the hamza is a bit of a special case because the hamza in Arabic represents the glottal stop. It's the very slight blocking and cutting off of the sound, and we have it in English. If you say oh no, oh no, the O suddenly stops and there's a slight blocking. That's the what we say in English is a glottal stop. There's no letter in English to represent that. In Arabic they represent it with the hamza. Now if you've got a sound before the hamza when it's sakin, it actually shortens and cuts the sound. So here the hamza on top of the alif with the fatha gives the a sound, just normal a. But when it's followed by the hamza with sukoon, as in sakin, it's going to cut short a little bit. So this is one of the rules of hamza with sakin. It cuts short the sound before it. So this will just be a, a, a. It's sort of almost half the length of a normal fatha. So normally it would be a, this would be a. And again, closest sort of a sound to that is at in English. And that's the end of that lesson. You can visit our website for a more structured version of the course if you're watching this maybe on YouTube. Otherwise go to our website, it's all nicely structured in a lesson format.